Hey there everyone, it's your girl Beef Mommy here, back at it again with more Snapdragon Pro Series Season 4 action and A Edition. As you probably already know, Team Mayhem did play Challenge Finals with a restricted item, and this caused the forfeit of those matches. This gave Truly and the Rejects another chance to be that second team to play in the Mobile Masters in Sao Paulo, Brazil this April. So I'm going to be casting the match in its entirety, so get your snacks, get your food, because this is going to be intense. Let's get into the action. We are starting things off in Hardpoint Summit, and Rejects gonna be in the more favorable side of the map just because it's a shorter travel distance going into P1. And now the Util gonna be flying all over this hill, and Truly gonna try to find a way to go in from the front side, but unfortunately it will be the Rejects that will be winning majority of the gunfights. As you can see, Truly also has that top control, or at least trying to get that top L control. And so far they are losing majority of their gunfights on the top. And it will be Hax getting a huge double, opening up the front side. It will be Seiken as well that will try to provide that gunfire over up top, and then gets one kill. Possibility to get that second. There you go. Rabalo goes down, but it will be Seiken that will be traded by Jez. And just like that, the Rejects have a hold of P1 once more. The Rejects definitely getting the majority of the points here with just 15 seconds of scrap left. And now it will be the rotation going into next that you have to think of, but for Truly they need to get the scrap points, and that they do with 9 seconds of scrap going to them. Now the setup's going to be really good for the Rejects as they do have that left side of the map, and that's important because for that rotation from P2 to P3, these teams would prefer to have this side of the map because of that early rotation that they can definitely have. But that control over top L gonna be Rejects once more as Truly struggling to win majority of the gunfight. Solo goes in there all by himself, gets that one kill. Unfortunately, he will be overwhelmed by 3 players of Truly. And now, Truly winning a lot of the gunfights into P2. The Rejects now will try to compose themselves again. Solo, top control, gets that one kill. And now able to get that second. That is good from Solo, gets the third. And that is big kills coming in from Solo, clearing out as much players as possible, trying to get inside of P2. He is applying that pressure, and Rejects getting some of the points here, but Truly are able to get good points in P2 as well. That rotation going to be really important for P3, but we do have that one player in Rabalo already holding down the sites, anchoring it really well. He only has to really worry about that one player rotating from Silo, and it's huge, and Hax gets those kills with the equalizer, and now Truly have turned the tides in this P3 as they have the more favorable spawn, and now he sets his eyes on Cable Car. Not going to spot anyone, but will provide that defense inside of the hill itself. Not just that though, he will control the front side as well, using the equalizer so well. Truly now able to get back the points that they lost in the first hill. Doesn't matter though, because they also have a War Machine to defend from the front. And now Rejects gonna be stopped right there. The firepower from Truly a little bit too much for the Rejects to handle. Now it seems like Rejects want to go in there for P4 instead. They're gonna be setting it up. But they're still leaving those couple players to try to contest that last hill, but unfortunately for them, it will be Truly soaking up majority of the points in P3, and that win of Hax with the equalizer definitely changed the tides for Truly. Rejects now though, set up. Hunter Killer Drone not getting anything for Truly, but they definitely know where some of the players are going to be positioned. Seems like a heavy-handed hit here in the backside, and it looks like 4 players for Truly trying to win it. But unfortunately for them, they're just going to be funneled, and Rabalo going in there with a War Machine kills, but then Yon with a big double opens things up for P4, and they finally have a hold of it. Not just that, he's also able to get the Claw and Hunter Killer Drone. And that is going to be clean shots for Yon. 102 and 67 is the scoreline. And they flip the spawns now. Able to deal with the firepower, and the usage of the operator skills is just so prime. There you go though, Rejects also applying that pressure as well using their operators, but it is going to be denied really quickly. Unfortunately, the Annihilator was not used. And there you go. Rejects, though, able to get the scrap points as Truly decided to rotate instead into P1. They also have that top side control, and Jez goes down. It is important to get that top L. But it is going to be Truly always being here in the first place, stopping the rejects from rotating up top. And oh my goodness, Truly is so good at holding this part of the map. But unfortunately for them, they are losing majority of the gunfights inside of the hill itself. Already bringing out a lot of their utility already. Predator Missile gives that information, gets one. But he knows that majority of them are coming in from the left side of the map, so that's going to make them wary of where everyone is in the side of Truly. Player number 2 coming in from Truly, tries to go in there for the pinch as well. Unfortunately, does not get those kills. And now it's still going to be contested, but Envy able to clean up 24 kills to his name, the most out of everyone in this matchup. And he's been phenomenal in this whole entire Snapdragon Pro series. Finally getting that lead, 132 and 112 with 7 seconds of scrap to fight for. But Solo is just being so pesky when it comes to the R9 gameplay, just being right up in your face. And it will still be contested and the scrap points go to no team. Rotation for next, gonna be key. But you can see that fight for that spawn later on. You can see player number 5 from Truly, unfortunately, does go down, loses the gunfight up against Solo. And that would have been a big kill for them, for Truly, if they did win that, just because they will have the favored side. Now for Solo, yet again, up in your face, has the Fennec and the R9 in hand, goes in there for the slide chow, but unfortunately does go down as Yon puts a missile to his face. But with that said, they still need to find a way to get those points. They're still very much funneled into the catwalk. It's not going to help that Solo also has an equalizer to try and stop the push coming in from the top side. Gets 2, slides away. Great presence of mind from Envy right there as they are going in for that rotation. They're not going to know that he's going to be there. And he has been dealing so much damage. And yes, Envy has 29. But you also have a Solo right there in your face and knows where the rotation's gonna be. And it is gonna be the Hunter Killer Drone to actually save his life. And my goodness, I'm so glad we were actually on his camera the entire time. We got to see the perspective of Solo, but also at the back end, we must commend Envy as well. Anchoring the spots down, getting that spawn, and Solo just getting so much kills from outside of the hill. And now we do get to see that S-Dogs having the Annihilator, able to get one, cleaning things up, being very good at the defense and cable car. So far, they have all lanes covered, except for the fact that one player goes down Solo. Losing that mid lane presence just allows Truly to go in there. But again, fortunately for them, they still have a hold of the spawn, and so their trek's going to be pretty short so far. Both teams do have operators played, and speaking of, Envy pops off with the claw. 35 already for Envy, gets a triple. That's huge. 210 with 10 seconds of scrap going into the favor of the rejects, and Truly are just struggling after the second set of rotations. Truly now going to be set up for P4, and now there's going to be a Predator Missile on S-Dogs. Disrupts the spawns of Truly, and the setup going to be a little bit broken. And now the rotation already from the rejects going in from the backside. They're going to try to control it from the back. Enough for Truly. Good thing they are very much aware that there's going to be rejects players on the backside, able to win those gunfights, still have a pretty good hold into that P4. And now they do have to worry about a pinch happening coming in from control room and also into cable car, and they are able to win the gunfights in the back end, but unfortunately for them, no defense coming in from the front. And now the rejects have the spawns as well. Truly now are struggling. They need to find a way to go and push as a team, as just a few more points for the rejects to win this game number 1. And they need to go in there for the pinch. They have no firepower whatsoever. Definitely gonna try to win the gunfights, but unfortunately for them, the rejects is a little bit too good when it comes to the gunfights, and they secure this summit hardpoint. Alright, game number 2, Search and Destroy Tunisia, and this is where Truly could actually pick up the momentum, just because they're really good when it comes to Search and Destroy. And now they're going to be starting off on the offensive side. choosing the A site, but they're going to be greeted by 3 players already there for the rejects. They're going to be chucking a lot of util inside of the site, getting information, and Hax goes down pretty early on, and he's going to be going in for the entry with the bomb. Yondo gets that kill. He gets a double. That's going to be huge. He will try to go for the third, but unfortunately Solo takes him out. And it will be a 2v2, but just as quick as that, it will be a 1v2 as you do get to see S-Thugs getting the last kill. A fast round coming in for both of these teams. You know, I get the idea. They wanted to wait for the smoke to pop, but then unfortunately Hax went there a little bit early. Essentially, Hax was supposed to be safe in the back of the smoke, but unfortunately since he was the first person to go in entry into the side, it just didn't work out for them. But a different look now coming in from Truly as they're going in more for a mid presence. 4 players going to be stacking mid side, holding hands, going in for Z, Ali, and just trying to catch rejects off guard. And speaking of Truly, they do get those kills. Solo, though, tries to reply with a double of his own. Seiken, though, on the other hand, able to get his second kill as well. And they're trying to go quickly into this A side. And that was a good push because they had A in a pinch. So that's a really good change in pace. Very aggressive, but at the same time, it is actually 3-dimensional the way that they pushed in through mid. All right, that was a really good change in pace for Truly, and even though I feel like the first round could have been theirs, it was good that they readjusted in the second one. Now a different look coming in from this team. It was aggressive in the first 2 rounds, and now they're going to be hanging back. They're going to cast a shadow of doubt to the rejects, not giving any information whatsoever. They're going to be quiet. They're going to be clearing their corners and try to get as much space as possible. Envy going to be the only player coming in from the rejects, giving that information to his team in Bravo. 4 players into Alpha. Some players, though, coming in from Truly going to be here in through that mid side. They are spread out. But at the same time, they are getting a lot of space already. It's a good thing, too, that the rejects are actually not moving. They're just waiting for that information. Balcony gonna be smoked out. Truly gets that information that someone's gonna be in Z alley. Rejects unmoved. Envy's gonna be in a really tight spot. He needs to get that first shot down, misses, and unfortunately for him, they're gonna be inside already, and it's gonna be a little bit too late for him to go and readjust. He goes down. Jess, though, on the other hand, gets a kill. Bomb goes down. He's in a really good spot to possibly get another kill. And the rest of his teammates actually there for the backup. Yon gets that kill. Jez, another one. Bomb has been picked up, though, and planted. And Jez has been a crucial member for his team here in 2v3 situation. Doable. Trades after trades from both of these teams. 1v2 now. Solo, the only person for rejects, picks up the sniper. We'll try to get that information in through tunnel. But Truly is in a really good spot, and Solo is going to be cornered really quickly as he will find out right here. Seiken takes him out. A really great timing from Truly, and even though the bomb carrier was downed in a very peculiar spot, they were able to get the bomb. Good stuff coming in from Truly there in round number 3. Changing the pace a little bit, being aggressive in the first 2 rounds, and now slowing things significantly in that 3rd round. Same defensive setup coming in from the rejects. That is going to be a 4-1 split, 4 in A, 1 in B. Envy will definitely give that information later on. It's a setup that we're very much used to, but it is mid being left wide open. That is the biggest question mark right now for the rejects. It's allowing so much space for Truly to go and push into that Z alley. They're going to be getting those kills. Seiken gets 1. And now for S-Thugs, he's able to go in for the trade in a 2 versus 1. And unfortunately, that 2v1 definitely going to be a little bit difficult, but Yon goes down. S-Thugs going to be in a really good spot. Can reach that rotation later on. He's going to be quiet. He has probably heard the footsteps and knows that it will be an A push. He goes in there for the prone. And will just slowly crawl his way into the A site and might catch Seiken off guard. There you go. Gets that information, shoots Seiken. But Seiken knows very well that he can just play with time and space is going to be right there for the backup. They know very well where he is. He has a nade to play with, though. So he can try to go bounce a nade. And speaking of, there he goes. Try to check that corner right there. Does not get any information. Expects a backstab. But they're just playing with their food. 15 seconds left. All they need to do is stay put, but S-Thug still gets that kill. All we need to see is for S-Thugs to go in there for the fake defusal, and Seiken is just a little bit too cheeky, and S-Thugs not able to get the defuse, and they played time so well. And one round on the board again for Truly. The last two players from Truly did a phenomenal job at holding down the fort and playing for time and not giving too much away. And now they secure 3 rounds now. The Rejects needed mid presence in the last 2 rounds. They finally put 1 player there. That will be Solo. Will not be greeted by anyone though. And now 3 players from Truly coming in from Winery and 2 coming in from the entrance. It will be S-Thugs getting that first blood. Seiken for the trade. Solo goes down. And Truly stops a little bit. And it is still S-Thugs getting that kill. Raballo gets another one. And just like that, it would actually be a 2v4. We did get to see that Truly tried to significantly slow things down. But they had a hard time adjusting once those 2 players in their team went down. And now they are still in a safe position with the last 2 players remaining. And a long wraparound coming in from that 1 player. It's going to be player number 3. That's Hax. Long rotation up in the back. And the Rejects had an inkling that there might be a flank coming on as they rotate and split half their team. Oh my goodness! Seiken gets the hit mark. Oh, that's gotta hurt, man. Locust doing Locust things. But Seiken still gonna have bomb in hand though. Still gonna be in the same position, but that also allows everyone else from the Rejects to actually move around as well, knowing that there's 1 player in Winery. Player number 3 though, that's Hax, can try to apply some pressure, and there you go. Z Owly already taken, but unfortunately for him, there's 1 player on the back end, and there you go. Raballo having 3 in that round. Great adjustment coming in from the Rejects. Those 2 players that were actually rotating into B rotated back into Alpha the moment that we saw the hit mark coming in from Seiken. They knew that, hey, I feel like it's still gonna be an A hit, and a really great read from them. And now, 3 players trying to go in for that B side push. But they're going to be slow. Yet again, they're going to be passive this round, getting that information down. They're not giving anything away in mid. That's player number 5 in Solo that will give that first information if there's a mid push, and I feel like there is one. Envy with a pre-fire, trying to go in for the wall bang. There's going to be a lot of people pushing through mid, possibly going into tunnel, and it will be a B hit. And now, actually, I feel like for Solo, he didn't really see anyone there. And now, again, mid wide open. That allows 3 players, no 4, coming in from Truly to go in there scot-free. Envy and Soul going to be the only people left, but they do get 2 kills. But still, a little bit unmatched for the numbers of Truly. Player number 1, though, in form of Raballo, is actually going to be right there for the rotation. But it's a good thing that S-Thug also right there for the flank watch. Able to win that gunfight. 2v2. Very much even. And S-Thug able to get that double! A 3 for him in this round number 6. And that was huge for him. It was even. And it was very much that rotation. His timing is good. And what a rat this guy is. He's been phenomenal in this search and destroy. 10 kills to his name, and now we're even in the points. We're going to be switching things up, though. As we can see, the offensive side, a full rush going into B. Yawn going to be smoked out. That allows a little bit of that leeway coming in from the side of the Rejects, but Seiken going in there for a rampage, gets a double. And now it's just up to 1 person. Jez with 2 kills. He's struggling in this match. Pre-fire. Making a lot of noise, but unfortunately for him, he does go down in 1. And now Truly having a heavier defensive setup on that Bravo side, and yes, it was a 3-2 split, but having that 1 more person there for the defense definitely helped them out with a very aggressive look from the Rejects in that round. And now, looks like it's going to be A in their sight lines. 3 players already from Truly going to be right there. 2 players in B. So a 3-2 split. And they're getting as much space as possible. Envy, first blood for him. Seiken goes down. They know that there's going to be probably more players here in Alpha. That's player number 3. That's going to be Envy. Spots 1 more. Now they're re-evaluating things. That's Smoke in Winery. Might be able to stop the push. A minute and 14 to play with. You can already see the readjustment coming in from the rejects, looking like they wanted to have their sights on that Bravo, but Truly also have 2 players there, knowing very well that it could be a rotation from the rejects. 2-1-1 split now. Yon gets that 1 kill, that's essential. And he's probably going to be relaying the information to his teammates, and there needs to be a rotation from Truly now. We finally do get to see it. We need to see Yon be healthy in these gunfights, and Jez able to cut that rotation off of the mid-tunnel. 2 players are going to be in Bravo for Truly, and Hax is going to be the only person left in A. Bomb is planted, so he does need to step on the gas in that long rotation. Might be a little bit too long as 30 seconds left on the clock. Truly need to find the timing right. Space will try to catch anyone off guard, trying to enter tunnel across fire for the 2 team members of Truly right there. As we do get to see that Space wins his 1v1. 2 other 1v1s happening on the map right now. An essential one in the back end, and Envy actually wins that gunfight. Yon gets the kill, but Revalo actually has that trade, rejecting the defusal, and they bring it down to a 4-4. A great round from Rejects, and even though they did have numbers advantage going into A, they didn't have positioning, and Truly still had that advantage. And so what they did was they rotated into B, knowing very well that it might be safer passage, and eventually they were rewarded. A different look coming in from the Rejects right now as they're trying to go in for that Bravo push. 1 player from Truly going to be pushed pretty deep into Bravo, and that will be Space. Might be the first line of defense coming in from Truly, as he probably gave that information down, but it will be Yon getting that first blood. Jez with the trade though. They're going to be even when it comes to the lives. It is going to be decent kills from both of these teams, and Truly getting the better of them, but then just as I said that, Envy able to equalize. 3v3 now again in that B side. And now we need to see presence from tunnel, and that's going to be coming from player number 2 in Space. That's a good spot to actually be in, just because you know there's going to be someone there, and Envy able to get 1 person. Here's the footsteps, and Space gets 1. But then the trade coming in from S-Thugs, 1v2 situation, 17 seconds left on the clock, and S-Thugs with 11 to his name. Can he make that 12? It seems like it's very not possible as Space gets the kill. 7 seconds left. He has no choice but to go in for the defuse. And at the same time, Solo tries to go in there for the kill. Gets traded out, but it is still time going on their side as Space not able to get the defusal. And this keeps happening. Truly needs to try to rotate faster when they got that information that it's going to be Bravo yet again. But it's just so difficult to be in a situation like that when your backs are against the wall, but there's so many close calls. Rejects now having the upper hand, and now Smokes on A. And it will be a slow push coming in for the Rejects. They're just gathering that information down. Truly, on the other hand, have 2 players in A. Seiken going to be in that rotation alongside Yon. Only 1 player remains here in Bravo for the side of Truly. Now, it seems like they're also bringing Seiken again into that Bravo side. They probably think that they have A locked down already with those 3 players. And this is our first time seeing Rejects actually utilizing mid. Space gets 1. That's going to be 1 person less for Rejects in that Alpha side. And he does get pushed, but he still gets those shots, and Space is actually heating up quite significantly. And this is the rotation that we were trying to see a while ago. B going to be wide open. Player number 5 from Truly essentially acted as an alarm, and even though he lost his life, that information was relayed to his team, and great adjustment coming from Truly as they now level things out to a 5-5. Big double kill coming in from Seiken as well, just stopping the push and just waiting for the rest of his teammates to get there for backup. And now we're even yet again. It's a back and forth. Fast push coming into Bravo, but then being met by 3 players of Truly. And looks like they know the patterns right now of rejects. They know that A does not work out for them too well. Opening shots coming in through Truly, 2 already to their name, but he does get traded out. A 3v3 situation right now. Bomb carrier going in there very aggressively, tries to go in there for those kills. Just goes down along with the bomb, and a very bad situation, in a really bad place to be in. Really fast kills, a 2v1 situation now coming in from S-Thugs, but if it was going to be left into a 1v2, you'd want it to be S-Thugs. He does pick up the sniper. Trying to check all of the angles. Long rotation coming in from both of the players left from Truly. Goes in for a long rotation in through balcony. And now he's going to be checking majority of the corners. Going through Z alley now. He does have the time. He'll check A. But for Truly, they're just going to be holding hands, which is the best situation for them. Checking mid now. Tunnel. Gonna be cleared out again. That's where the bomb is at. Truly very well knows where the bomb is gonna be at. Now the fact that the audio cue already comes along, they already know where the last player could be, and it's just about time. Hax deals the damage, and Truly now at match point. They're very good at actually reading the plays of the rejects, knowing very well that they should heavy stack B instead of A, just because rejects are a little bit better or are more comfortable in that B side. But here we go, rejects, backs against the wall. Possibly the last search and destroy round that we have here. 6-5, 1 more left for Truly. Really fast push coming in from the mid, and Space gives that first blood to Truly. That's great for his team, and he's been a stopping force in the last few rounds. Hax able to get 1 more. A 3v5 situation. And they weren't careful at mid at all. And that was a good look, a difference for Truly, actually. Because Space usually doesn't go there. But he decided to go there. Hax was spotted. And now Rejects knows that Truly is going to be swarming around their spawn. He's just applying that pressure, winding down the time, and that will be very scary for the Rejects. And Rabalo able to catch 1 rotation off guard. But that is very unsettling if you are Rejects, because you see the space right now that the defensive side actually has. And Rabalo, yet again, the savior for his team, able to actually even things out. And even though the positioning was great coming in from Truly, it's just they were peeking. Seiken now being spotted by Rabalo again, but solo, not looking at the right direction. A 1v1 situation. That's a lot of pressure coming in from Rabalo, and he's going to be sneaking. He does not see Seiken, and there you go, Truly winning it into a 7-5, and that was very close, but Truly definitely is a little bit better in this search and destroy Tunisia. Alright, Crossroads Strike for Control, and good thing for the Rejects, they're really good at this game mode. Able to beat Mayhem and Seminole in the Challenge Finals. Let's see if Truly are able to put a dent in that record. And now for Truly, speaking of, they're going to be on the defensive side. They need to find a way to stop the push coming on the offense, where they do have the objective to capture those ticks of progress in through A and B. So first tick of progress from B going to be captured already by the Rejects, uncontested. They will be met by those 2 players, but a little bit too late as the first tick of progress already locked down. There is no way to actually remove that once the tick has been filled. And now, speaking of, the second tick already of progress being done in Bravo. 3rd tick already in the horizon. Space able to get that kill. Truly finally getting their kills right. And that's definitely going to be Space applying that pressure in through Catwalk, knowing very well that's a hot spot for a lot of players to go into. He's going to be a line of defense for sure. That will provide very difficult for everyone else in Rejects to go. But B going to be captured freely again and uncontested. And that's usually the harder one to actually get. And they finally got it. And now all they have to do is skip their way through Alpha. That's going to be in through that tank area. You can see there both of these teams very even when it comes to the life count, but the objective being done perfectly by Rejects. But let's see how Truly could actually respond to this by playing their lives right. Rejects, though, gets majority of the kills down. They still have a little bit of leeway for their lives. First tick of progress down, second already on the way. A lot of time to play with as well. And we need to see Truly be more aggressive when it comes to these pushes. They're just allowing a lot of the members of Rejects to actually capture the point down. And now, third tick of progress not really locked down yet. Even are the lives. And now speaking of the objective being won, and that was an easy round coming in from the Rejects, and seems like Truly was a little bit lost when it comes to the defensive side, and that would have been the easier side, and now they have to do the more difficult one now. Now they're starting off on the offensive side. They need to have early control into mid-street and also Catwalk as well, which we do see that the Rejects really have an eye on. That's swing number 3 in Envy, knowing that people are going to be crossing over. Yan able to just deal a little bit of damage here into mid-street. We'll try to catch anyone crossing over from the Rejects, and he is not able to get that kill. But we do see player number 5 in Truly trying to capture that Bravo, first tick of progress. They're going to be setting their sights in that A as well, but unfortunately Space does go down, loses that gunfight intent. And now for Truly, they need to try to make more progress in that B side. So far though, they don't have any map control whatsoever. They do have that one player that'll try to go in for that tank. Just going to touch it a tiny bit, and that also gives the Rejects a little bit of a look towards that A side. Trying to capture that first tick with progress in Alpha. Only one player remains, but finally we do get to see Hacks with the Equalizer getting a lot of the kills, and that definitely helps Truly out significantly. They do have the life count advantage. Third tick of progress in B already there. Hacks though on a rampage, able to get even more kills to his name, applying so much damage. But they're not able to actually lock that third tick of progress in B. And just like that, time is not going to be on their side. 14 and 7 is going to be your life count. Third tick of progress in Bravo. Going to be slowly coming into the horizon. And now we actually do see Rejects just staying put just because they're so low on the life count. 30 seconds left, turned into a minute and 38. A minute and 28 rather. And now Alpha going to be heavily stacked right now by Rejects and saying, you come to us. And they were able to actually even out the life count. 7 and 5. One tick of progress in A. And also, Rejects know very well that Catwalk and Mid-Street is going to be littered by Truly members. And that's going to be really big for them. But you do get to see that Truly is going to be set up for next as 4 operators to play with. They could actually bring one right now if they do want to win this round. 3 plays 4. 48 seconds left on the clock. And just a tick of progress. And just like that, the time will not be on your side, and Space brings out the Annihilator. Looking for anyone. And unfortunately, Rejects not giving him any information whatsoever. And there you go, he spots one but gets traded out so quickly, and S-Thugs, it's an essential trade, essentially also gets rid of an operator. 2v2 now, still very even, anyone's ball game. Second tick of progress already being locked down by Hacks, but instead goes in for the long wraparound and goes in there for the kill instead. A 1v1 situation. 14 seconds left on the clock. He has no choice but to play objective. Second tick of progress already locked down. 14 seconds stopped. And Jez needs to go and push it, and he wins the gunfight! A 50-50 where anyone could have lost it. And my goodness, both teams struggled. It was a great recovery from the Rejects, and it just had to go in for that 1v1, and Jez just won that. And now 2-0 is going to be your scoreline. Rejects yet again go in there for the offense. This time around, they go in there for that A push instead. And now War Machine already activated. Will try to stop anyone that is actually pushing in towards Catwalk mid-street, but goes down. And now, second tick of progress being done by Rejects. 1 minute and 22. It's a lot of time. And now for Solo, going on a rampage with the Equalizer. Jez as well on the other end, off map, having the Sparrow. Chaos being brought by the Rejects as their operators are gonna go out. Rejects captures a tick of progress in Bravo. They also have the life count advantage. And now they're trying to get as much kills as they can by way of firepower, and they already have that. Envy also has 1 more left, and they could definitely try to end it here. Second tick of progress, trying to be locked down already. Hack's going to be in a really good spot. Will try to create a lot of noise here outside. He gets it. He has the Equalizer as well. Needs to go and bring it out very soon. He knows that there's going to be a lot of people coming in through there, but unfortunately for him, not able to spot a lot of those players, is going to be overwhelmed. Second tick of progress, though, going to be cleaned up by Truly. 10 plays 13. Still very doable for Truly to try and equalize in space. Unfortunately, goes down. 7 plays 13 still. Untouched are the lives right now of Rejects. Not just that, they're also getting the ticks of progress with the War Machine in hand. And just like that, it's going to be proving to be more difficult for the side of Truly to get in there with just 3 players left. And there you go, S-Thugs able to get that kill, but Hacks with a big Equalizer. Unfortunately, Jez again applies that pressure, gets the last kill, and Rejects gets this control game. Now the scoreline is going to be 2-1 in favor of Rejects, and they will try to end it here in Apocalypse. Definitely going to be a hard task for Truly, just because we already have seen, and it is proven, that Rejects is just so good when it comes to the respawn. At some point, Summit Hardpoint was close, but then at the very end, the latter half of the game, it was a different story. Same case here for Control 3-0. And there you go, we're going to be starting things off as we do get to see that the Rejects having an early point here in P1. Early capture. But it will be Truly having the more favorable side just because of that rotation later on into jungle spawn for P2. And now we do get to see that Rejects not winning their gunfights, only having 8 seconds there. And just as quickly as that, we do get to see that Truly able to finally get the points as well. They're very much aware that they need to have this side of the map in control for later on in P2. And they are just having so much map control right now, and that's a good sign for them. Early points into the favor right now of Truly. And at the moment, you do get to see that the Rejects are trying to go in for the rotation and next through the front side, but like what I mentioned already, they need to have control of jungle. Scrap points gonna be going to Rejects right now, as Jez will try to get as much points as he can, but they are going to be losing a lot of the gunfight rotating inside of the hard point, and that allows them, I mean, that actually just gives them so much time to rotate later on. And that's not going to be good. That's points for Truly. Not just that, spawn as well going to be in favor for them in jungle. Seiken is going to be right there alongside his teammate as well. That's one. And now all they have to do is wait for the push coming in from Rejects. And now it is going to be an open hardpoint as both of these teams are struggling when it comes to having a solid hold with it. Hacks now going to be in gold, but will be smoked out, but still gets a kill off the smoke, spamming the Holger in hand, getting that second kill as well. Envy using the heady to his advantage, able to get rid of Hacks, and now Rejects clear it out just a tad bit, but it is still Truly getting the more favorable spawn here. Line 12 seconds left on the clock, and they will try to soak it down. Truly, great way to actually hold on to P2. Rotation already there for the side of Rejects in P3. But play number 5, actually, from Truly. Able to go and rotate into the backside instead. And that will definitely provide a lot of room for Truly to try and capture this P3, but unfortunately for him, goes down. So far, both of these teams don't really have any control whatsoever when it comes to the power positions. Only one player remains. That's going to be Solo, trying to go in there for the solo capture of the point. Now Jez will be the only person as well, as the rest of his teammates are trying to catch up already inside of the hill. Hax gets that 1 kill, spots out that 1 person in the trenches, and unfortunately for him, is spotted out. Gets that kill. Now back and forth in this P3. It is very scrappy indeed. 63 and 42. But we get to see both of these teams do have 2 operators for later on. 18 seconds is still a lot of time for Rejects to try and get. It's still going to be heavily contested though. Still definitely going to be really important for both of these teams to get as much points as possible, because we know how close everything can get here in Apocalypse. And now open hardpoint, 2 seconds, not going to be taken by any of the teams. Rotation for Nex, gonna be important here. Operators already out for Truly though. And there you go, War Machine already going in for the Rampage, going in for all the entrances, but unfortunately not able to get a lot of kills, but it's a good thing, still able to stop, still very much useful in that end. 3 kills already for that War Machine. And now Rejects capture the hardpoint and also get the more favorable side of the map. But then you can see that player number 3, that's Hax, going in for the backstab, knows very well that that is the more favorable side indeed. They're winning gunfights left and right. And we do get to see that Rejects spawning off into the right side of the map and Truly doing a phenomenal job at just applying that pressure, even though that they lost the lead, 71 and 80. It's still very much doable for them to catch up. And now, it's still pretty much an even playing field. 8 seconds left on the clock. An open hard point being taken by both of these teams. Like a test not really happening. And that 8 seconds will go to the side of Rejects. Rotation already, as the first hard point is going to be activated in a moment's notice. And now the other side. And now things became opposite now, as Rejects having the more favored side this time around. And now Rejects, they are in a really good position, especially for that rotation later on into P2. Have the more favored side. And now they are winning a lot of the gunfights when it comes to that rotation. But Truly finally able to step on the hardpoint. It will be contested though for a tad bit, as Rejects able to retaliate, getting majority of the points here in P1. Space gets an essential 2-piece, and he definitely provided a lot of breathing room in the mid lane for them to capture this point. This allows them to capture the scrap points that is definitely needed. Next step for Truly is to try and capture that jungle spawn. And Rejects are trying to stop that rotation going into jungle, but it will be left a little bit open as they let go of that spawn. It's a good thing for them, but Truly, none of the members actually rotated there into jungle. And now speaking of, Envy able to get those kills, but is traded out by Forsaken. Is gonna greet them right there. They're still winning their kills. They're still winning their gunfights, and Hax able to get the double with the equalizer. Claw in hand though, Envy will try to flush out all of the players as well. They know very well that the spawn has flipped, but unfortunately for him, he goes down. Spawn's going to be in favor of Truly, but they do leave it a little bit open. And now, again, Rejects coming in from the front. And they've been struggling in P2 for the last 2 rotations now. Now they're still trying to get that control off of jungle. 26 seconds is definitely still a lot of time, as we do get to see that Truly is winning a lot of their gunfights, and they're slowly closing in the gap. And now Rejects able to win gunfights in through the front side of the hill. In through the entrance. Now the rotation in through Nex is going to be right there. They did a good job at that P3, even though it was back and forth. But this is where the lead almost changing. 1 point in between them. But take a look at Rejects. They have 3 operators in the ready. You also get to see that Rabalo with the 3 gets rid of that rotation going into Nex. That's going to be huge by maps. And he is so good at maintaining his position. But there you go. Speaking of position, it will be a switcheroo here into P3, like what we've already kind of expected. It's a very open hardpoint, very difficult to actually defend. But, I mean, the firepower of Rejects is just so much. They'll have a hold of it. 27 seconds already for them. And everyone else from Truly still trying to play that catch-up. Space able to create a little bit of damage here, but there's always someone from Rejects that will try to get a trade. And now player number 1, that's Robalo again with 24 to his name. Getting the scrap points down. And the fight for that rotation into that spawn to P4 will definitely be essential. As you can see, 3 players on the hunt for Yon, and he goes down. And now they do have favorable side. S-Thugs also has an Annihilator. We'll try to cut rotation, but he knows that there's probably not going to be anyone there. And Envy brings out Claw, and that is definitely going to be difficult going up against 2 operators. Robalo brings out the 3rd one, but it is Truly trying to bring out their one last operator in the War Machine, but unfortunately for them does not get any kind of kill whatsoever. Envy brings out everything. My goodness, it is going to be Rejects that will try to chuck as much util in this hill as possible, and it's been working for them. They're growing the lead. And there's no choice but for Truly to enter from the front side. I mean, it's just so difficult. But right now, they're trying to go in there for the pinch. They're winning that one gunfight. That's essential for them. But it is still very much quick coming in from S-Thugs to know when to swap the flies that are trying to rotate. Robalo as well with that big double with a Predator missile, also giving the information to his team where everyone else from Truly is. And just like that, Truly is falling apart when it comes to their play as they're doing 1v1s, 1v3s that they're not supposed to be doing. Seems like they're scrambling at the moment. 217 and 134 is going to be your scoreline. And now, first hardpoint already opened up. 3rd set of rotations. And now also for Rejects, they do have a more favored side. Is going to be player number 4 from Truly. Tries to go in there for the fight in secret, and Yon unfortunately loses that. Scoreline is going to be 231 and 135. It's a little bit far away, but Truly can still try to win it, especially with their 2 operators, but they need to go and step on it now. And it looks like they're just having such a difficult time rotating into P1, but the Rejects going on a rampage, securing themselves the 2nd seat to represent North America in Mobile Masters. That was a pretty good matchup, and we did get to see that Truly really tried, especially that search and destroy. It was very close, but unfortunately, it is Rejects that was a little bit better when it comes to the respawn game modes. So yeah, congratulations to the Rejects for being the 2nd North American team to qualify for the Mobile Masters. Again, it has been your girl Beef Mommy, and we'll see you in Sao Paulo, Brazil.